Concept 13, number formats. As opposed to typically changing your font size and text, we can also choose to affect our number formats. And you can usually find those options in your Home tab in the Numbers group. It tells us to select cells B4 through F9, and this is on page 1.62. So come to B4, click there, and select the range B4 through F9. And we're going to go open up the general number drop-down format list in the Numbers group, and we're going to choose currency. When you do that, you see it all automatically adds in a $sign, a comma in the thousands place, and a double decimal at the end. Make sure we still have this selected, and what we're going to do is click on the Expand button here to go to the Format Cells number page. And so I'm going to click on this, and it'll open up a dialog box here. And you'll see you can adjust the numbers, alignment, font, border, etc. And from the category list box, I'm going to choose accounting. And you can see it has an option of a symbol and a decimal place and shows you an example here. And the big difference between currency and accounting is where the $sign is left. And we're going to reduce the decimal place here to 0. And we're going to click OK. And what we'll end up with is $signs that are all left formatted along the left side of the cell, and then numbers with a comma in the thousands place, and we chose no decimals. And so it just makes it, again, look a little bit nicer. Then we are going to select the range B12 through E20. And we're going to click the little dollar drop-down symbol in the number box here. And this is accounting number format. And we are going to click on it, and you'll see it automatically gives us the same look. And we're going to come up here then and adjust our decimal places. And we're going to decrease our decimals by 2. And so it should look the same above and below. So you can see there are 2 different ways that you can go about doing that. Next, we're going to select B23 through E23, so all the way down here. And we're going to, once again, put them into accounting format, drop away our decimals, and then we're going to select B25 through E25, and we are going to add a percent. You can find this also in the number group, and this is percent style. I'll click on that, and it'll change these into percent. Unlike dollars, typically with percentages we do want to see decimals, and so in this time we're going to increase our decimal place twice, so we can see down to the 100th spot. We are then going to select A1 and A2, and we're going to open the font color group and choose a yellow. And we're going to bold that yellow. Then we're going to select cells A1 through F3. And we're going to open up our drop-down fill box. And we're going to point to a couple different ones so you can see, and then end up with a blue. I'm then going to apply the same fill color to A. I'm going to come down here to where it says expenses and do the same thing. And down here to where it says income. And I'm going to use this color to make visual barriers here to help break apart the document. And again, make it easier to read. Because with Excel documents, ease of readability is very important. After I've done this, I'm going to select the range A1 through F25. So A1 through F25, that's everything I've got here. And I'm going to open up my borders drop-down list, and this can be found in the font group. I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow, and I'm going to choose thick border. And I'm going to click on that. And you can see if I deselect it, I now have a thick border here. Don't worry that you can't see your border on your left and your right side. That's just how it looks right now. If I were to come into my View tab and view a page layout, you can see that the box is around there. I'm going to return to my normal tab. Back to Home. Note, after I've switched my views, now I have a dotted line down my page. This is actually the print layout page size, and you don't normally see that until you've switched views at least once. After I've done that, I'm going to copy cells A1 and paste it. So A1, copy, Control C, And then I'm going to paste it in cells G2. I can use Control V for a paste there. And I'm going to move to G4. And I'm going to open up my paste menu, and this is in my clipboard group. It's got an arrow pointing down. And I'm going to choose no borders, which is this one right here. And I'm going to move to G6 to see the change. But you can just try and show you the difference of one with borders and one without borders. So you can copy with or without. Move to G2 and choose no border from the drop-down list here. And apply a bottom double border to the selection. So back in borders, bottom double border. When you click off it, you can see what a double border would look like. Undo your last 4 actions. So I'm going to come back up here to undo and go to the drop down menu and go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I may have need to go one more. I think we're getting rid of all of that. So get rid of everything there. Hit escape to clear your copy tracer. Next we're going to move to any cell in row 10. And we are going to choose delete sheet rows from our delete cells menu up here. And we'll get rid of that one. In the same manner as delete the blank rows 20 and 22. And so your document should look like this. And then we can save. The next thing I want to talk about is hiding and unhiding rows and columns. So I'm going to select columns B through D, these 3 middle ones here. I'm going to open up the Format tab, Format button in my Cells tab. And I'm going to choose Hide Columns. And you can see they disappear. You can click on column A and drag it to select column E. And in the cells group, again, I'm going to go to the Format button. And I'm going to select Hide and Unhide and choose Unhide Columns. And you can see they pop back out. Next, it tells us to open the Format tab. We're going to select any range of cells with rows within rows 4 through 8. So rows 4 through 8. And again, we're going to come up here to our Format button and go to Hide. And this time we're going to hide rows. It shows you how we can hide rows. And then it tells us to repeat to hide rows 11 through 18. So we're just down to our bare bones here. Then we're going to select cells A3 through D8. Then we're going to undo what we've just done. So once and twice to give us back our document. And next we're going to select cells A3 through D8. And we're going to hold down Alt and hit F1. And you'll see that it'll automatically generate a simple chart for you. And it tells us to point here and click it to drag it and drop it off. So in A40, I'm going to put in my first and last name. And in 41, the current date. It says if necessary, make sure your cursor is in A41. Next, we're going to format our date. So we want to make sure our cursor is in A41. And we're going to click the open menu in the number group from the Format cells in the dialog box. Up here in the number group. So we'll open this up. We want to make sure we have date selected, and we're going to choose, go ahead and select the date. This one. And click OK. After that, we're going to document our workbook, and we just want to open up the File tab here. And we're going to come over here to Show All Properties. When you open this up, and you'll see it's got a place for you to put in all this information. And for us, we're going to put in our title here, Downtown Internet Cafe. Under tags, we're going to call this one Sales Projections. And the author, in the author, you want to put your name. And after you've done that, you can save your document. And this will be where we end Lab 1.